Hey guys, welcome back to a quick impressions video here on Mario Sports Superstars, a game that came out this year on the Nintendo 3DS, and it was a game that I was actually looking forward, but I did not pick up on day one. I decided to wait a little bit to see if I could get the game at a lower price, and sure enough I did, thanks to a buy one get the second game for 50% off sale from Best Buy. So when I finally pulled the trigger on this game, I was actually excited to try this game because I'm a pretty big fan of all the Mario sports titles. You know, I'm a pretty big fan of the Mario Golf games, the Mario Tennis games. I enjoyed Mario Strikers on the GameCube and the Wii. The Mario, I think it's Sluggers, was the baseball game. And of course, this particular game for the 3DS included a never before seen horse racing discipline in the game. So again, I was somewhat excited to have all of these games combined in one package, and I think the overall result is that this is a fair or a good game to have in your collection for, you know, just to have pick up and play quick sports action, or a pretty good game if you have, you know, younger kids or a younger brother. I think this is like the perfect way to introduce younger people to sports in general, really, because of how simplified each sport and their rules are in this particular game. But for somebody like me who has played a lot of this previous sports Mario titles, I think it was a little bit on the disappointing side, because games like, for example, the Mario Tennis, for example, I have the one on the 3DS, for example, and I really like that game. I also have it on the played it on the N64, and those games just feel more lively, just because the one particular game is entirely focused on that sport. So when I play Mario Tennis on the 3DS, you have that feeling of playing a more higher quality title. There are gameplay wise, they're very similar, but the 3DS version, for example, has more, the Mario Tennis exclusive game has more gameplay, I think, things that make the gameplay more enjoyable. So this is kind of like a bare bones version of Mario Tennis for the 3DS. Same thing with the soccer in this package right here. It's a bare bones version of Mario Strikers on the Wii and the GameCube. You still have your power ups that you can charge, you know, and you can do like power shots and things like that. But the overall quality and level of polish is not on the same level as the games on the GameCube and the Wii. Same thing for the baseball game. It's an oversimplified version of Mario Sluggers. So, you know, all of the sports games that are included, with the exception of golf kind of stays the same. There's not a whole lot that you can, I guess, level down in this particular game. So the golf, I thought it was the higher quality of the 5 sports that are included in this game. So if you guys enjoy the Mario Golf games or the Hot Shots golf games on the PlayStation systems, I think that it's the golf version in this particular game, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. And finally, we have the new edition, which is horse racing. I found it to be enjoyable, but again, not enjoyable enough to say, yes, I'm going to buy this game just to play the horse racing game. It's a nice complement to the other 4 sports. But and the game has different mechanics where you can get, like, for example, coins for your horse, or you can get more energy orbs or boosting items, and depending on what you grab, you know, you have more energy for your horse to have like a boost and things like that, and you can have your horse jump, or for example, take corners quickly and things like that. You can train your horse. The game has some kind of, I guess, Tamagotchi type of element where you can pet your horse and you can kind of like groom your horse to level him up, and overall he becomes faster and more attached to you, and it's just a like a more powerful horse that you can ride, and makes things easier when you are trying to beat the CPU in the higher levels. So there are some layers of depth, very small layers of depth as far as the horse racing game, and but the other games are very basic, very simple, which is why I found this to be a somewhat of a disappointment game. I was expecting a little bit more quality on each of the particular sports. and a little bit more of variety. I know on the Nintendo DS there is a basketball Mario game. I think it's called Hoops or something, which is like a 3-on-3 basketball game. Personally, I've never played that game, so I think it would have been nice if they could have ported that game into this, or at least grabbed the gameplay elements from that and kind of modified it and make their own version of basketball, which is a very popular sport, and I'm actually surprised that they haven't really tweaked that game, that DS game, to include it in this package for the Nintendo 3DS. So overall, Mario Mario Sports Superstar, it's a very good game if you have younger kids or a younger brother. You're trying to get some exposure to younger people to sports in general. I think the game does a pretty good job of just touching the basics. And don't get me wrong, the pick up and play nature of this package is it's a welcome thing. But for those of you that are more into sports, like myself, it's a little bit too superficial, a little bit too basic, which is a little bit disappointing. I know the game has some online components. I'm not really sure how it works. I haven't really tried the online. But what I did do for this game is I played each sport and I completed or won the cup for each initial tournament. I won the soccer tournament in this. I won the tennis, the golf. So I did get exposure on all 5 sports, and which is why I'm doing an impressions video. But I think if you guys enjoy the previous Mario Sports games, just be ready, because this is a very, very basic package. But again, if you have younger kids or younger relatives or things like that, and you're trying to expose them to sports, I think this is a very good game to have them play and learn about the different sports. So with that being said, a little bit of a disappointment in this particular game for myself, but it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this short impressions video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.